radiolucent, and that's the kind of example of things that appear on Dante's Old South, along with D.L. Yancey, which we'll hear in a little while, Wyatt Epstein. And that show comes off on NPR WUTC quarterly out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. We like to have poetry, short stories, and then music interspersed in between like that. So rocking pretty hard. And just want to reiterate what Cliff touched on with the Blue Mountain Review. Our next issue is going to be coming out toward the end of summer, so there's still a couple weeks to get in submissions. I'm the poetry editor there. Shane Eder handles prose. Peter Restuccio has artwork. Cliff's the mad scientist that hovers over it all. Make sure it gets done. We got Amy Jacoby coming on this next issue, so we'll design all together, so it's going to be really cool. Hope everyone sends the work in. And thank you also for coming out. I enjoy reading, but every time I come to one of these shows, I enjoy more and more hearing everybody else read their work too. Because there's always new people here, and so we appreciate it very much. Always get inspired when I do these readings. And for my own work today, I'm going to start off with a couple of really short poems from Happy Hour Hallelujah. This is my book that came out through CTU Publishing last summer. They're out of California. And do a couple of quick ones that start the book off. This first one's called Newspeak Sowing Season. Some people try to kill two birds with one stone. But I have always been far more interested in planting two seeds at the same time. Then this is called Unto the Generations. A poem is born from a seed, like everything else. A generation of ideas, begotten this, begotten that. The point is, a poem is an explosion, like everything else. Alright, so that was from my last book, and my new book, Poison in Paradise, is coming out next week. And I've been working on it for the last couple of months with the publisher, Alien Buddha Press. Red Fox and Jay Miner. Red Fox especially, we've been going back and forth on his manuscript over and over. He's been a workhorse on it. He's going to have 24 full-color photographs that go along with my work. And so we've tried to get the context to flow evenly with the material. And I think it came out really well. My proof copy was ordered at the end of last week, so I've been waiting by the mailbox like a kid at Christmas last week. Yeah. It didn't come on Thursday, didn't come on Friday, like, it shows on Saturday. It still happened as a prop. Sitting on the front porch today, and the mailman right by. What in the hell is going on here? So I'll just read from some white paper, it'll be cool. But yeah, that's going to go on sale next week, and I'll be talking about it on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff that I'm on. This is a piece that is in it called Elusive, written a few years ago. We're all looking for something better than what we are, something deeper than what we've felt, something stronger than what we've sensed, something more honest than what we've been telling ourselves, something more steady, something more calm, something more real than what we've experienced, something that never winds up hurting us anymore. Something sweet that isn't addictive, something alive that doesn't die on us, something powerful that never loses its grace, something that never runs dry, something that never talks back, something that comforts us when we are hurting, something that understands the existential pain, something that does not lack in the moments when we need it most, something that is brave when we are full of fear, something that fits the bill, something that naturally smiles at the camera without having to fake any cheese, something rich without pretension, something high without a kite. Speaking about smiling at the camera, not faking any cheese, I want to thank Michelle again for being here. She got the photo credit for the picture that's going to be on the back of Poison in Paradise, and so I just want to thank her immensely for that from the show that we were at last year. Whenever she's here, I feel like I start doing all those action shots.
That's true.
Coming from my heart. Alright, this next one I wrote when I was in a fairly cynical mood. It's also coming out in the next book. It's my Bukowski mood back in town. It's called Prioritizing the Problems. The heavy headiness of sleep slams down as a hammer upon my weary eyelids. The rain is pounding outside against the window panes. The neighbor is revving the engine on his motorcycle, trying, I suppose, to sound real cool in the crisp 10 p.m. December air, trying to impress all those suburbanites that just go crazy for the guy that likes to rev his engine. Ah, Christ. Everything is just so heavy sometimes. The glass of wine seems heavy as I go to lift it up and take another sip, while pizza warms in the oven, meant to serve as a second course of dinner to soak up the heavy red Cabernet that sloshes around in my liver. Dead animal flesh and dead meat soon will sit heavy in my living guts. Digestion, disintegration, decimation, all the damn decadence that comes with easy accessibility to butchered meat. In Genesis, it is the seed-bearing fruits that are referred to as meat. But now, in this post-modern, post-hunter-gatherer, post-gender role, post-identity, post-care of the world society, it is dead animal carcass from a slaughterhouse that is referred to as meat. What a contrast in style that we monkeys have evolved through. Shit, just look at all this amazing progress. Look at the chicken coops. Look at the cuckoo nests. Look at the pigsty. Look at the arid desert. Look at the stripped earth. Look at the toxic sky. Look at the mutating viruses. Look at the zombie apocalypse. Look at the mass-marketed drugs. Look at the televised propaganda. Look at the theater of war. Look at the bloody horror amputees. Look at the millions of grave sites. Look at the rampantly increasing cancer. Look at the trendy culture. Look at the nuclear contamination. Look at the burning wasteland. Look at the deforestation. Look at, ah, Christ, pizza is burnt. What a bummer. What a big letdown. What a major disaster. What a reason to whine. What a large problem to get all bent out of shape about. Shit, just lube it up with ketchup and flush it down with more wine. Always, always, always more wine. Hell, here's the solution to all the world's problems. If everyone just sat around the fire together, drinking wine, eating pizza, telling stories, shooting the shit, getting all the stress off their chests, off their backs, out of their minds, it would be paradise. A veritable kumbaya all the time. We just need to get the petty shit off our hearts and out of our consciousness so we can start to deal with the major warts that have been created on the face of the earth. Put aside all the silly nonsense so we can get around to the things that actually matter. The problems keep piling up, up, up. At some point, we'll have to get down to the business of some serious heavy lifting. Yeah. More wine, always more wine. That was my Bukowski, cynical, decadent mood that I was in a couple years ago. Now I'm happy to enjoy it. You'll see in this next piece. So this is a piece that I wrote not too long ago. Actually, we snuck it in just under the deadline to get it into the book. I wrote it as a prelude. I was sitting up in the park one day, and just different ideas and images and scenes from the different poems that run through the book started popping into my mind. So I just sort of flushed them all out into this piece, which is called Rotten Apples and Rising Angels, Prelude to Poison in Paradise. This is a poem disguised as an imaginary conversation, disguised as a cry for help, disguised as a hero's journey, disguised as a warrior's creed, disguised as a black cat with a white streak on the front porch, as a fire that torched the first 32 years of my life, as an empty field under the stars, as a deity with a dose of rabies in each fang, as the Virgin Mary finding her own cross to hang from, as a tiny red spider running across the page, as morning birds chirping with joy, as a dance tread upon tired feet, as a tidal wave crashing without remorse, as fate touching the lips of free will, as expensive thrills on the road to Wrigley Field, as empty pockets when the bill arrives, as a race against the clock, as a fallen sky of amber blood, as casual sex in the haze of wine and regret, as a trauma unit filled past capacity, as words that were never spoken, as what you wish you had become, as 4 horsemen with an agenda of dark desolation, as the sin you sink your teeth deeply into, as the teacher's pet locked in a cage, as every song that aches with raw emotion, as a bully mouthing off with a broken jaw, as a siren lulling ships toward the sea. This is a poem disguised as a book promotion, disguised as a theory on how to sell one's soul cheap, disguised as the first lie you ever told your father, as 4 a.m. insomnia madness, as the speech that changed your life forever, as 1,200 publications in the first 3 years, as a spirit animal hooting from the woods, as the last breath escaping cancerous lungs, as the path you're too afraid to take, as a final meal before the righteous execution, as glasses that shade your eyes from the truth, as a fly that's had its fill of shit, as a broken promise spit from the serpent's tongue, as a dream that roars with lucid intentions, as the walls built on a fortress of sand, as a whisper that tastes like lilacs and honey, as a ring that slipped from your finger, as the Buddha eating rice near his tree, as a veteran begging for change in the streets, as someone else's story to tell, as hubris before the fall from grace, as the hate you spewed before passing out drunk,